The Ottoman Empire is a state that lived for 6 centuries. Among the bloody wars and executions, an empire that kept many stories of love. A close friend of the Sultan, a talented military leader and diplomat, a major statesman of the Ottoman Empire, Pargali Ibrahim, took even higher positions, becoming his son-in-law, marrying Hatice. Millions of viewers around the world watched with bated breath how great love was born between Ibrahim and Hatice. He is a slave of the empire and the Sultan, she is an Ottoman princess, the sister of the sovereign. But, this great love and tragedy between Hatice and Pargali happened in the series. In fact, in history, it was not quite like that. Friends, I am Olivia, the author of the Empire channel. I try to tell you the most interesting stories, and we have a lot of them ahead of us. But I can't do without your support. Please subscribe to our channel and click the bell to not miss the release of new videos. Thanks. A bit of history about the Ottoman dynasty and rules. A man who entered into a marriage alliance with the daughter or sister of the Sultan bore the title, damat. When a spouse was chosen for the princess of the Ottoman Empire, neither the age nor the title of the groom was taken into account. The first thing that interested the ruling dynasty was what position he would then be given. Such marriages were politically important and, as a rule, did not make the princesses themselves happy. Often, the age of the sultana's spouse was much older, and almost none of them knew love. Of course, there were exceptions, but extremely rare. Very often, elderly husbands died, and therefore young sultanas became a widow in their, not infrequently short life, marrying not once or even 3 times, but 5 or 7. In order to marry a daughter of a dynasty, a man had to divorce his wife. At the same time, damat had no right to divorce his high-ranking wife, a member of the Ottoman dynasty. In addition to the fact that damat often died before his wife from old age, he could also be executed. Or the marriage could be annulled by the decision of the Sultan himself. Viewers of the series The Magnificent Century are well aware of such a couple. This is Shah Sultan and Lutfi. Suleiman divorced these spouses, accusing damat of cruelty towards his sister. Ottoman history knows many suitors of the dynasty who were very respected people and made a significant contribution to the development and growth of the empire. Ibrahim, Sokulu Mehmed, Rustam and others. Dynastic marriages in the Ottoman Empire contributed both to its active development and led to dire consequences. But how? Here's what we'll tell you next. Who was the wife of Ibrahim Pargali? In fact, who was Hatice Sultan in history? Was the Grand Vizier Ibrahim in love with Hurrem, and did Suleiman know about it? We conducted a whole historical investigation for you, collected the opinions of Turkish historians, did a tremendous job of analyzing and processing information in order to tell you the whole truth today. Do not switch, it will be hot. At some time, they began to say that Ibrahim, in fact, loved Hurrem Sultan. Secretly sighing, he hoped that in the end, she would get tired of the padishah, and then he, Ibrahim, would become her husband. Of course, this scenario was quite appropriate. But Hurrem loved Suleiman, and did not plan to be content with any other position than his wife. Further versions were put forward that Ibrahim, realizing that Hurrem would not become him, made every effort to betray her. He even took the side of Mustafa and Mahidevran in order to complicate Roxolana's influence on the Sultan. However, this did not help the unfortunate lover, and in retaliation for her, but rather for himself, he accepted the proposal of the Sultan to marry Hatice. The Turkish historian Yavuz Bahadiroğlu defended this dubious version. He said, Pargali was not in love with Hatice, and she did not love him. Ibrahim literally suffered from unrequited love for Hurrem. In turn, his colleague, Doctor of Historical Sciences Serap Mumzu, states, the marriage of Ibrahim with the sister of Sultan Suleiman is one of the most mysterious issues in the history of the Ottoman Empire. Recent new studies on this issue have led many historians to abandon their former beliefs and admit that they were erroneous. In the latest research on this issue, historians present a version that makes Hatice not such a sister as we have been shown in the series and as we have thought so far. Walking along this path and carefully checking all the information we have, we came to the following information. Who is Hatice? During the time of Sultan Fatih Mehmed, the honored statesman Iskandar served at the court. He was not originally a Muslim, but belonged to an important family of the Serbian dynasty. Under Sultan Fatih, he held an important political post and was married. In this marriage he had 4 children, 2 daughters and 2 sons. Praise one of the daughters of Hafsa, who was married twice. The second husband of the girl was a prominent statesman Ahmed. He served 3 Ottoman sultans. Throughout the history of his career, Ahmed brought many benefits to the empire, and became the Grand Vizier 3 times. However, Ahmed was already married to the daughter of Sultan Bayezid II before Hafsa. The girl's name was Hundi. In marriage with Hundi, a son named Mustafa was born. He became the grandson of Sultan Bayezid. But, Hundi died early, and Ahmed became a widower. After that, Ahmed entered into a second marriage, with Hafsa, the daughter of Iskandar. Hafsa raised Mustafa, the grandson of Sultan Bayezid, as her son, and also gave birth to Ahmed's 2 daughters, Fatma and Muhsin Hatice. Here is where the information you need comes in. Muhsin Hatice is the real wife of Ibrahim, friend and Grand Vizier Suleiman the Magnificent. However, in history there is a clear description of Ibrahim's chic wedding with Hatice. It lasted 2 weeks, and in its scale was akin to the wedding of one of the members of the Ottoman dynasty. And how was this possible? Everything is simple. If you listened carefully, you already understood that Muhsin and Mustafa are the children of Ahmed. But their mothers are different. Mustafa's mother was the Sultan's daughter Hundi, and Muhsin's mother was called Hafsa. But whatever one may say, they have a common father. So it turns out that Suleiman's real sister, Hatice, was his cousin. And Mustafa and Suleiman are cousins, and both are grandsons of Sultan Bayezid. And since Muhsin was Mustafa's sister on her father's side, she also became Suleiman's half-cousin. So it turns out that even though Muhsin was not related by blood to Sultan Suleiman, she still belonged to the dynasty, albeit very conditionally. Thus, Hatice Sultan, shown to us in the series in history, of course, was, but not Kanuna's sister, but a cousin. And the full name of the girl is Muhsin Hatice. This is where the name of his wife appeared in the letters of Pargali, stored in the archives of Topkapi, which he wrote to his family since the war, which had embarrassed everyone for so long. Of course, this position of the girl justifies the scale of Ibrahim's wedding festivities. This is how today we saw the story of the character Hatice Sultan from the TV series The Magnificent Century. Did you like it? Like if you like our version and write your comments. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you like Ottoman history and series. Thank you for watching our channel.